What are the CYP inducers and inhibitors? CYP450 inducers will induce the CYP enzyme and it will reduce the efficacy of the if we induce the enzyme, the liver enzyme which breaks the drug, the less drug will be available, so the efficacy will be less. Inhibitors will inhibit the enzyme, that enzyme that was breaking the drug, so more drug will be available and effect will be more. So rifampicin, आपका rifampicin causes OCP failure, you know that by CYP450. The inducers are mnemonic कहाँ गया, हाँ, crap GPs induce me to madness. So bullshit crap GPs. B से barbiturate, S से St. John's wort, carbamazepine, rifampicin, alcohol, phenytoin. GP से ग्रेसियोफुल्विन, फिनोबाप एंड S से सल्फोनाइलयूरियाज. सो रिमेंबर इसमें क्या याद रखना है, बेंजोडाइजपीन्स, बारबिटूरेट्स, नॉट बेंजोस, बारबिटूरेट्स, कार्बामाजेपिन, रिफाम्पिसिन, अल्कोहल, फेनिटोइन, फिनोबार, ग्रेसियोफुल्विन, सल्फोनाइलयूरियाज, these are all inducers. And inhibitors are sickfaces.com, sodium valproate, isoniazid. So rifampicin is inducer and isoniazid inhibitor. Your phenytoin is inducer, valproate is inhibitor. इतना तो याद रहेगा ना. सिमेटिडीन, कीटोकोनाजोल, फ्लूकोनाजोल, अल्कोहल दोनों में आ रहा है. अल्कोहल acute use will inhibit but chronic use will induce the CYP450. Then chloramphenicol, erythromycin, sulfonamides, सिप्रोफ्लॉक्सासिन, ओमेप्राजोल, मेट्रॉन. आपके एंटीबायोटिक्स में क्या क्या हो गए, एरिथ्रोमाइसिन, सिप्रोफ्लॉक्स, मेट्रॉन और क्लोराम्फेनिकॉल. ओमेप्राजोल विल ऑल्सो inhibit. So inhibitors are sick faces and inducers are bullshit crap GPs. इंड्यूस करेंगे तो असर नहीं आएगा ना, तो पेशेंट विल से बुलशिट क्रैप GPs, इसकी दवाई का मेरे पे असर ही नहीं हुआ. एंड इनहिबिट अगर करेगा तो सिक ज़्यादा पेशेंट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि बुलशिट क्रैप तो ये रहता है, बुलशिट क्रैप GPs की दवाई असर नहीं कर रही, ऐसा मान के चलेंगे. दिस इज़ अ टेबल ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन एंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ मेजर फार्मास्यूटिकल ओपियोइड्स. सो मॉर्फिन मॉर्फिन इक्विवेलेंट टाइप में हम लोग देखते हैं, तो 10 मिलीग्राम सबक्यूटेनियस मॉर्फिन के लिए मैं कोडिन कितना देना पड़ेगा, 200. मॉर्फिन 30, यहाँ पे सबक्यूटेनियस डोज है तो 30, ऐसे है, बहुत सारी वैल्यूज़ हैं. सिंथेटिक आपके नेचुरल, वो हाँ, क्लासिफिकेशन याद रख लो. ओपियोइड में कौन आएंगे आप, ओपिएट में कौन आएंगे आपके, कोडीन एंड मॉर्फिन. जैसे यहाँ है, सेमी सिंथेटिक में आएगा आपका बुप्रेनॉर्फिन, हाइड्रोकोडोन, हाइड्रोमॉर्फोन, ऑक्सीकोडोन, ऑक्सीमोरोफोन. तो 4 तो हाइड्रो और ऑक्सी वाले हो गए, 2 हाइड्रो 2 ऑक्सी, हाइड्रोकोडोन, हाइड्रोमॉर्फोन, देन ऑक्सी, ऑक्सीकोडोन, ऑक्सीमोरफोन एंड बुप्रेनॉर्फिन. तो हाइड्रोकोडोन, हाइड्रोमॉर्फोन, ऑक्सीकोडोन, ऑक्सीमोरफोन एंड बुप्रेनॉर्फिन. दीज आर योर सेमी सिंथेटिक. सिंथेटिक में जो आप सारे यूज़ करते हो, लाइक फेंटानिल, मेपेरिडीन, ट्रामाडोल, ट्रपेंडोल, मेथाडोन, रेमिफेंटानिल, ये सारे सिंथेटिक में आएंगे. व्हाट इज दिस, ये क्या है? सो दिस इज अ रेज्ड रेड इची, मतलब बेसिकली देर इज फ्लूइड कलेक्शन बिलो दिस पैच and there is redness around it. So what has happened is, while giving injection here, this is the IV morphine which is collected and this is the surrounding erythema and wheals as a reaction to the morphine. So this is all the water or the fluid. I'll take a different pen now. This is all the water or the fluid and these are around there the red blood. Okay, tissue fluid is here. Opioid intoxication, what we will see, the brief descriptor of the widely recognized opioid toxicodrome will include the triad Which triad? Triad of meiosis, lethargy and respiratory depression. So you know RML hospital? Yes. Remember respiratory depression, meiosis and lethargy. RML हॉस्पिटल में बहुत सारे ओपियोइड इंटॉक्सिकेशन के केसेस आ रहे थे, है ना, तो उन्होंने वही निमोनिक बना लिया. The other effects can include orthostatic hypotension, nausea and vomiting, histamine release, local reaction, urticaria, bronchospasm, ileus, urinary retention, bladder bowel retention, increased sphincter tone, है ना. तो क्या क्या होगा? हाइपोटेंशन होगा, जीआई आप क्लीन नहीं कर पाओगे, यूरिन क्लीन नहीं कर पाओगे, सांस अंदर बाहर नहीं कर पाओगे, हिस्टामिन रिलीज है, लीचिंग करते रहोगे, नोजिया वॉमिटिंग होगा क्योंकि नीचे से तो निकल नहीं रहा, ऊपर से ही निकलना पड़ेगा उसको. सो अदर आर ऑर्थोस्टैटिक हाइपोटेंशन, नोजिया एंड वॉमिटिंग, आइलियस, यूरिन रिटेंशन, इचिंग and bronchospasm. The depression in mental status can be profound, and respiratory depression will be seen by slow and shallow respiration, like gasping breath, occasional gasping breath, slow and shallow respiration that can produce hypercarbia, hypoxia and cyanosis. Meiosis is not universally present from intoxication with every opioid. In fact, normal or even enlarged pupil are documented secondary to pentazocine and meperidine toxicity. So, pentazocine and meperidine may cause normal or enlarged pupil in opioids. Mydriasis may also signal severe cerebral hypoxia because again cerebral hypoxia causes raised ICP causing pupil बड़ा हो जाएगा. Or result from co-ingestion like diphenoxylate, heroin, scopolamine. All these are your antihistaminic. Scopolamine is antihistaminic, heroin is your stimulant, so वो बढ़ जाएगा. Next is opioid-induced acute lung injury. It was previously known as non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema. Again, normal thing. It is associated with opioid overdose. Occurs immediately or within 24 hours after the overdose and presents with tachypnea, CREPTs, reduced oxygen saturation and bilateral pulmonary infiltrates. So kind of like a ARDS. It can be immediate or delayed up to 24 hours after overdose, present with tachypnea, CREPTs, reduced saturation, pulmonary infiltrates with normal heart and chest X-ray. So heart echo will be normal. The incidence of acute lung injury is 10% in patients with severe overdose requiring naloxone. So severe overdoses में it is 10%, moderate overdose में the incidence will be low. Why it occurs is poorly understood and may be multifactorial. Pulmonary edema again results from direct alveolar injury from hypoxia, opioid induced histamine release, capillary leak due to negative inspiratory pressure or neurogenic injury. We don't know. Basically, we don't know. Multiple factors can be there like hypoxia, histamine release, lung injury, and neurological injury, brain injury, lung injury, hypoxia, histamine, negative inspiratory pressure causing capillary leak, like lungs में suction pressure create हो गया जो पानी खींच रहा है ब्लड से. Treatment includes oxygen supplementation and ventilation support. Oxygen देना है and ventilatory support with NIV or invasive. Additional treatment are your naloxone, diuretics and digoxin are not indicated. Don't give naloxone, diuretics and digoxin in these patients. The combination of meperidine, tramadol or dextromethorphan with MAO inhibitors, SSRI or linazolid कैन रिजल्ट इन सेरोटोनिन सिंड्रोम। सेरोटोनिन सिंड्रोम में क्या होता था, कोमा कन्वर्जेंट कार्डियोटॉक्सिसिटी, यही था ना सेरोटोनिन सिंड्रोम। क्लोनस होता था उसमें, क्यूआरएस और क्यूटी प्रोलोंगेशन होता था। सेरोटोनिन सिंड्रोम इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय अल्टर्ड मेंटल स्टेटस, एंजाइटी, डिलीरियम, मसल रिजिडिटी। Naloxone is not effective in treating opioid-induced serotonin syndrome. The differential diagnosis of opioid intoxication includes toxin exposure to drugs and compounds that produce similar effects as opioid, like clonidine, आपका अल्फा 2 इनिबिटर है ना, क्लोनिडीन एंटीहाइपरटेंसिव है, अल्फा 2 ब्लॉकर। योर ऑर्गेनोफॉस्फेट्स, कार्बामेट्स, phenothiazines and atypical antipsychotic medications, sedative hypnotic medications like your benzodiazepine and barbiturate, and carbon monoxide. These also produce same effect as opioids. Clonidine हो गया। Clonidine overdose are characterized by coma, bradycardia, hypotension, meiosis, and periods of apnea that respond to tactile or auditory stimulation. OP and carbamate overdose cause the cholinergic protoxidome, meiosis, muscle fasciculation, profuse vomiting and diarrhea and sweating. Phenothiazine, olanzapine and risperidone cause neurologic depression and meiosis from decreased adrenergic tone. GABA stimulation is associated with CNS depression, bradypnea and occasionally meiosis. Sedative hypnotic agent and carbon monoxide cause neurologic compensation and hypoxia, but may not be associated with meiosis. Hypoglycemia, hypoxia, CNS infection, postictal state, and pontine and ICH should also be considered in the differential diagnosis. क्या क्या हो गए आपके? क्लोनिडीन, ओपी पॉइजन, कार्बामेट्स, phenothiazines, GABA, atypical antipsychotics and sedative hypnotics. Next we will do is opioid screen. So things causing cardiac and respiratory depression plus minus meiosis will come in the DD of opioids. ब्रेडिकार्डिया, हाइपोटेंशन प्लस माइनस है, ब्रेडिकार्डिया करानी चाहिए, रेस्पिरेटरी डिप्रेशन, रिड्यूस रेस्पिरेटरी रेट करानी चाहिए। Opioid screens. So there are two types of opioid screen: the the urine test and the serum test. Urine test basically detects your morphine and the drugs that are finally metabolized into morphine, like codeine and heroin and hydromorphone. IV test, serum test detects oxycodone, fentanyl and methadone. It is a chromatography or mass spectroscopy. Urine opioid screen can be positive to 2 to 4 days after the consumption of the drug. So पॉजिटिव है इसका मतलब ये नहीं पेशेंट अक्यूटली वही खा के आया है। And where it can be false positive or negative. So false positives is seen with your opium poppy seeds, rifampicin, diphenhydramine, fluoroquinolone and dextromethorphan. And false positive, हाँ मतलब इतना याद रखना और नहीं है। Next, treatment is initially just supportive rather than naloxone. Focus on airway protection and ventilatory assistance. Naloxone also plays a role, especially in ACLS, है ना। So airway protection, you can give activated charcoal 1 gram per kg, and if after protecting the airway, and it is especially useful in sustained release tablets and in diphenoxylate hydrochloride atropine sulfate overdose. Diphenoxylate hydrochloride and atropine sulfate overdoses में multi dose charcoal is helpful. Coming to naloxone. Naloxone is a opioid antagonist, just like naltrexone and nalmefene. It can be given via any route. In fact, I want you to listen to me now. What are the drugs that can be given via any route, be it oral, nasal, IV, IM, subcutaneous, endotracheal? So, what are these drugs? Your naval drugs, which were your naloxone, atropine, adrenaline. V से आपका क्या था? V से नेवल ड्रग्स, लेट मी सर्च. E से एपिनेफ्रिन है, L से लाइग्डोकेन है, V से क्या है? V से शायद vasopressin. In fact, this is vasopressin. So if you find a person with severe shock and you cannot find any IV access, you can actually give vasopressin ampoule via ET tube. Wow. लंग्स की वेसल कंप्रेस हो जाएंगी. लोकल वेसल कंस्ट्रिक्शन ही तो कॉम्प्लिकेशन होता है. लंग्स की वेसल कंप्रेस हो जाएंगी. अब ना तो तुम्हारी ड्रग जाएगी, ना तुम्हारी ऑक्सीजन जाएगी, ना पेशेंट का बीपी बढ़ेगा. ऑक्सीजन जो बढ़ाने के चाह रहे थे वो भी नहीं बढ़ेगा. चलो अच्छा है, समथिंग इज़ बेटर देन नथिंग. सो व्हाट वर योर ड्रग? मैंने निमोनिक बनाया था अपने नाम से ही, JKLMN. J इज़ माई नेम, K से केटामीन, L से I looked that ketamine, Mexsulf, Midas and naloxone can be given by any route. Jaggu looked that ketamine, Mexsulf, Midas and naloxone. Ketamine, Mexsulf, Midas and naloxone can be given by any route. Okay. Coming back to naloxone. Naloxone is given IV, subcutaneous, intranasal and nebulized. So, IV dose depends upon if there is respiratory depression or not. If there is respiratory depression, you will give 2 mg. If there is no respiratory depression, you will start 0.4 mg. 0.0404 is very low dose, which we use in completely fine patient in chronic opioid use. तो हमारे मतलब का emergency में तो है नहीं. emergency में 2 ही डोज याद रखनी है. If respiratory depression or cyanosis there, use 2 mg IV. If no respiratory depression, use 0.4 mg. IM, subcutaneous, nasal and nebulized. सबका डोज है naloxone का 2 mg. बस. naloxone का onset is 1 minute, duration is 20 to 90 minutes. Onset is 1 to 10 minutes, 1 to 5 minutes depending upon the route of administration, and duration is 20 to 90 minutes. Naloxone in patients of apnea or near apnea and cyanosis, basically respiratory depression, is given as 2 mg IV and 3 minutes तक असेस करेंगे. इफ़ नो रिस्पॉन्स अगेन 2 mg IV, फिर 3 रिस्पॉन्स 3 मिनट्स तक देखेंगे, फिर अगेन 2 mg IV. ऐसा हमें टोटल 5 बार करना है टिल अ मैक्सिमम डोज ऑफ 10 mg. Coming to opioid antagonist naloxone. Naloxone is a derivative of oxymorphone. It is a pure competitive antagonist at all opioid receptor, your mu, kappa and delta, with particular affinity towards the mu receptor. Naloxone fully reverses all the effects of opioids, including respiratory depression, sedation, miosis and analgesia. The elimination half-life of naloxone is 60 to 90 minutes, but the duration of action, actually it stays in your system for 60 to 90 minutes, but the duration becomes less because it is competing with the opioid. If the opioids are more in number, of course naloxone will defeat, naloxone हार जाएगा, and its effects won't last long. Like it will last only 20 minutes if large amount of opioid is present. That's why we repeat it again and again. इट हैज़ पुअर ओरल बायोअवेलेबिलिटी, सो ओरली नहीं दे सकते। जो ड्रग्स पढ़ाए थे ना JGLMN, उनको ओरल नहीं दे सकते आप, उनको IV दे सकते हो, IM, सबक्यूटेनियस, इंट्रानेजल, ET ट्यूब, जो देना है तो ओरल नहीं दे सकते, क्योंकि दोगे कैसे यार, देर लाइफ सेविंग ड्रग्स मुँह से थोड़ी डालोगे तुम, उसके आर्ट इतना वेट। सही बात है, लॉजिक है। Naloxone has poor oral viability, then but is great bioavailability when any other route than oral, inhaled or deposited on mucosa, IV दे दो, subcutaneous IM दे दो, ET ट्यूब से दे दो, इंट्रानेजली दे दो, सब ल्यूंगल, लेकिन काम नहीं करता। Inhaled naloxone by nebulization is reasonably effective. Like only 10% patients require additional rescue parenteral naloxone, otherwise 90% patient wake up with nebulize only. Intranasally administered naloxone provides a pharmacokinetic profile similar to IM or subcutaneous, so it is much more used in paramedical staff in bystander naloxone administration programs. Naloxone effectiveness is dependent on the dose administration and the amount of opioid that needs to be reversed, balanced against the risk of precipitating opioid withdrawal. So धीरे धीरे करके इसीलिए देना, एक साथ में बहुत सारा नहीं देना था, अदरवाइज इन क्रोनिक ओपियोइड्स यू विल कॉज विड्रॉल। सो थोड़ा सा देंगे, फिर रिस्पॉन्स चेक करेंगे, फिर थोड़ा सा देंगे, फिर रिस्पॉन्स चेक करेंगे, फिर थोड़ा सा और देंगे, फिर रिस्पॉन्स चेक करेंगे, काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ ट्रायल एंड एरर मेथड. There is wide variation in recommended naloxone doses to treat opioid toxicity. It is prudent to start a small dose like 0.04 mg IV in opioid dependent patients who present with mental status changes and modest respiratory depression, because the larger dose can induce opioid withdrawal symptoms in these individuals. Initial dose of naloxone 0.4 mg IV is recommended in non-opioid dependent patients who present with mental status depression and modest respiratory depression. And subsequent doses of naloxone of 0.04 mg to 0.4 are administered every 2 to 3 minutes till the desired effect is achieved. Incremental dosing of naloxone mitigates the precipitation of acute opioid withdrawal. So slowly we are actually making the patient used to of naloxone also right. धीरे धीरे इंक्रीमेंट कर रहे हैं ताकि ओपियोइड भी धीरे धीरे कम हो जाए और नैलोक्सोन भी पेशेंट जल्दी से एकदम से विड्रॉल नहीं हो. For patients presenting with apnea or near apnea and cyanosis, we are desperate and we need to give a high dose of naloxone, which is 2 mg. Administer every 3 minutes. 2 mg should be administered regardless of drug use history. Repeat doses of 2 mg IV every 3 minutes until a maximum of 10 mg. IV is reached or respiratory depression is reversed. If even after giving 10 mg the respiratory depression is not reversing, means it is due to some other cause, not opioids. Buprenorphine and methadone are long-acting opioids and they require long-term naloxone infusions. So sustained release naloxone is required in long-acting morphines like buprenorphine and methadone, and sustained release preparations, body packers syndrome, and injection of transdermal fentanyl patches by the patients. A continuous infusion should be considered only if the patient responded to the initial naloxone bolus. Okay, if the patient did not respond to 10 mg, omit it, don't give further naloxone. क्योंकि कुछ तो रिस्पॉन्स आता एटलीस्ट, थोड़ा सा ही सही. A continuous infusion should be considered only if the patient responded to the initial naloxone bolus and subsequently required repeat administration. So you should see at least something improvement with the bolus, then only you will start infusion. To calculate the naloxone continuous infusion rates, determine the wake up dose and administer 2/3 of the dose per hour by IV. So 2/3 of the wake up dose will be given IV and we will continuously monitor the patient for any withdrawal or sedation. Naloxone has remarkable safety profile When administered to opioid naive patients, it has no side effect. In chronic opioid users who received it for suspected opioid overdose, the patient can have withdrawal. What are the symptoms of naloxone side effects or withdrawal? Same thing, naloxone side effects are the same as opioid withdrawal. एंग्जाइटी, नोजिया, वॉमिटिंग, डायरिया, abdominal क्रैम्प्स. बेसिकली ओपियोइड क्या कर रहा था, सब कुछ सप्रेस करा था, सब कुछ बढ़ जाएगा यहाँ पे. हार्ट रेट बढ़ जाएगा, एंग्जाइटी हो जाएगी, नोजिया एंड वॉमिटिंग हो जाएगा, डायरिया हो जाएगा, यूरिनेशन हो जाएगा, पेट में आपका कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो रहा था या क्रैम्प्स होंगे, क्रैम्पी डायरिया होगा, पाइलो इरेक्शन होगा, यॉर्निंग एंड राइनोरिया. yawned, someone yawned in Dr. House, maybe opioid withdrawal. Yawning, piloerection, yawning and rhinorrhea. Piloerection, yawning, rhinorrhea, abdominal cramps, anxiety, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, piloerection, yawning, rhinorrhea. नाक बहेगी, आपका उबासी होगा और आपके गूज़बम्प्स हो जाएंगे ओपियोइड विड्रॉल में. नेक्स्ट इज नल्ट्रेक्सोन. इन ओरल opioid antagonists primarily used to maintain opioid abstinence after detoxification. It is compounded into extended monthly variation available to alcohol and opioid में यूज़ करते हैं naltrexone. तो ओरल है, ये कैसे पता लगेगा? सो सिर्फ नलोक्सोन है जो ओरल नहीं है, बाकी सारे ओरल हैं. सो नालो ना ओरल, बाकी आपके नाल्ट्रेक्सोन और नैल्बेफिन बोथ आर ओरल. They are long acting reversible agents, so once the patient is clean they are used for alcohol और opioid abstinence के लिए, दूर रहने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. How do you dispose it? The optimal observation period after an opioid intoxication is by history and clinical picture. 1 hour after administration in normal patient and exposure to opioid other than heroin. 4 to 6 hour observation in the ED is recommended after the last naloxone. In long acting opioid, about 8 hours of observation is required. So depending upon the type of opioid and the duration of and the amount of opioid, this क्या बोलते हैं, observation period is decided. Special consideration is buprenorphine. It has the long duration of action. Buprenorphine has very long duration of action. So naloxone infusions are required and admission is also required. Buprenorphine is unique so that it can both induce and treat opioid withdrawal depending upon the timing of its administration. So since it is long acting, it kinda acts like a blocker to the short acting opioids, treating the opioid toxicity. And opioid withdrawal में it will like maintain a euthymia like stage basically. So treatment of opioid withdrawal is buprenorphine. Methadone prolongs the QT interval. Tramadol is commonly used for chronic pain It is not an opioid. It binds to serotonin and norepinephrine receptor. It is actually a SNRI, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor है. But after metabolizing by CYP450, the active metabolite O-desmethyl tramadol forms, which binds to the mu opioid receptor. So depending upon the patient's renal status, liver status, comorbidity, the conversion will vary. The drug status, patient कौन सी ड्रग पहले से ले रहा था, conversion will vary, and the pain opioid effect is also variable. Tramadol overdoses are associated with lethargy, nausea, tachycardia and seizures. At dose more than 500 mg, there will be coma, hypertension, respiratory depression and apnea. And there will be serotonin syndrome like coma, convulsion, cardiotoxicity. था ना, कोमा है इधर, कन्वर्जन भी है और हाइपरटेंशन है, कार्डियोटॉक्सिसिटी भी है, ओपियोइड अगोनिस्ट है, ओपियोइड है ये काइंड ऑफ म्यू अगोनिस्ट. सो रेस्पिरेटरी डिप्रेशन एंड एपनिया भी है. Tramadol induced seizures are common and naloxone is ineffective in treating them, but they are only single. एक ही बार सीजर आता है, उसके बाद नहीं आता. Tramadol causes hypoglycemia also, and this dependence is also there with Tramadol. What are the mixed opioid agonist antagonist? These are pentazocine, buterphenol and nalbuphine. क्या क्या है, दो में तो बू आ रहा है, बुटोरफिनॉल एंड नालबुफिन, एंड थर्ड इज पेंटाजोसिन. These have antagonist activity at the mu receptor and agonist at the kappa. They may cause significant respiratory depression in overdose, and naloxone will reverse this respiratory depression. लोपेरामाइड इज कॉल्ड पुअर मैंस मेथाडोन. लोग लोपेरामाइड भी अब यूज़ कर रहे हैं यार, कुछ भी अब यूज़ कर रहे हैं लोग. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ओपियोइड विड्रॉल. What are the clinical effects of opioid withdrawal? They depend upon the time. Within the 36 to 72 hours, there will be anxiety, yawning, drug craving, lacrimation, rhinorrhea, diaphoresis, and myalgias. Peak effect 72 hours में irritability, tremor, piloerection, mydriasis, and 72 hours is insomnia, muscle spasm, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. So बस lacrimation ही नया था, lacrimation and generalized body pain due to muscle contraction. बाकी तो सारा पता ही है. rhinorrhea होता है, sweating होती है, myalgia होता है, yawning होती है, piloerection होता है. We all know that tremor, irritability, nausea and vomiting, mydriasis, insomnia, abdominal pain, cramps होंगे, diarrhea होगा.